Good afternoon, and we're here for the inaugural head coach Mickey Joseph Coaches Show, signing day edition. I'm here with the man of the hour, head coach Mickey Joseph. How you doing today, Coach?
Pretty good. Been a long day, but I'm doing good.
Long day. I know the fans are excited. They're happy to have you here. Before we get started, before we talk about these amazing signees that we have, let's talk about how excited you are to be back here at Grambling State, this time as the head coach of the program. Coach, just let us know how happy you are to be here.
Well, we hit the ground running. We hit the ground, recruiting, going to places that we hadn't been before, making sure that we cover every school, many schools as possible up in North Louisiana. We got to coach the boys yesterday, for the first time in the off-season program. So I'm excited to be back. Like I said before, I understand this is a pressure cooker. I understand that. I understand that this is a job with high expectations, and we're here for the challenge.
All right, Coach. Now, coming here to Grambling State, this is your second time here. Before you were the wide receivers coach. Now you come back as the head coach. How excited are you just to be in that head role at a program such as Grambling State?
Well, no, it's exciting. It's exciting to work with some of the guys that I have on my staff. Just to reunite with Eric Dooley. Some of the guys I coach, Sharon Carey and Sam Williams and Thaddeus. My young, I call them my juvies. But it's just an exciting time right now.
All right, Coach. What was your philosophy going into this signing day? What were some of the things you were looking for? What was the most important and pressing needs for this football program?
Well, we wanted to go inside out. We understand that the big men is a big man game. So we wanted to get some offensive linemen here, get some defensive linemen. We thought the D-line at this point that's in the building was pretty good. So we was going to do some evaluation with them over spring. And then if we needed to go back out, we'll go back out. But we want to really boost up that offensive line. I think we did a good job at that. Reggie Nelson did an outstanding job going and get these kids.
Okay, and before we get into these signings, I know you've brought on an amazing cast of coaches who are helping you get that job done. Can you talk about the job they've done on the recruiting trail and how they've helped get this program to where it needs to be on that championship track?
Well, they're relentless, and we have a philosophy that 60% of the job is recruiting because bad players can't overcome good coaching. So we want to get some good players. The reason I was successful at LSU because I had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and Terrence Marshall and et cetera, but I had dudes in the room. So they knew if it's your position, you better get some dudes in the room. So they did an outstanding job on the recruiting trail.
Awesome. Well, without further ado, we'll get into these recruits. We know the fans out there, this is what you've been waiting for. So let's get started. First student athlete that we signed, Jordan Bride.
Out of Atlanta, two-way kid. We think this kid can come in and play nickel. We also think we can flip him to the other side of the ball and play slot. He's very exciting. On the defensive side, but he's more excited with the ball in his hand. So we'll figure out when he get here where we need Bam at. Because when you recruit an athlete, he's got to split practices. So we got to make sure that he can handle it, and I think he can because he's a high football IQ kid. So I think he's going to be okay.
Okay. Next player, Andre Cruz. Can you tell us a little bit about Andre Cruz? What he brings to the program?
Chicago Player of the Year. He took a year and went to prep school. He's small in stature, probably about 5'9", probably about 195, but he's a kid that in open field he can make you miss, but if he's got to get the tough yards, he'll drop his shoulder and make it happen. But I told him, I said, man, this is how God works. I was going to take you wherever I was going to go because he's a winner.
All right, now we got another player. This is a big guy right here.
Yes.
Orion Duplessis from down in South Louisiana, right, Coach?
John Curtis. JT does a really good job with the offensive line. Like by Big Duplessis, we call him World because he's big like a world. He's huge. That he comes off the football. He's a people mover. He's going to move people. And he has a high football IQ. And also, you got to understand, he's a winner. He won a lot of state championships, and we want guys that win on this football team.
Okay, Coach. Next signee, Byron Eaton. I believe he's a quarterback. Is he a little bit more of an athlete?
More of an athlete. can play quarterback. We think he can play running back. But we have his older brother on the team. But I'm telling you, he just was intriguing to look at him and kept saying, we don't know if he's exactly quarterback, but every time he gets the ball in their hands, something exciting happens. So we're happy to have him.
All right, Jay Sean Johnson, next signing. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Louisiana kid, he's pretty strong. He's a pretty strong kid. He's strong in the weight room, but I think he's a really good defensive back, for what we've seen, and we think he can come in and play early.
Okay. Keith Jones, another guy I know you guys are high on.
Yeah, he's a kid. I think his football is going to be through the roof in a couple of years. He's probably 2 years. So we think his upside that he's going to be really good in the future here. And it's a tough receiver room right now.
Oh, gotcha, absolutely. Jamal Jordan.
Kid out of Evangel. To another in-state school, Thaddeus Moss. They did a great job and they flipped him last night. So they flipped him last night about midnight. So it was, it was good to see that, but it was good to get into a school like Evangel because they always have really good players. And another thing, they win. Now that's up in Shreveport, right, Coach? Yes, sir.
So that's right there, locking down I-20 like we've all talked about. And
exactly.
That's a big get for us. All right, so next player we'll talk about is Frank Moss.
Frank's a kid out of Houston. He was committed to TSU. And then I guess when they had the coaching change, he kind of, flipped out of it and he got out of his letter of intent. So we think this kid can come in and play early. We just don't know how many snaps, but we think he can help us win. He's a big, wide kid. He comes off the football, but he's had a high football IQ that we don't think he's going to have trouble checking protections or getting us into the right run play.
Gotcha, Coach. All right, Keegan Moten. I believe this is another.
Yes, from Opelousas is just a kid that played in the state championship, and the kid, every time you watch him on film, he's always working. He's always giving you extra work, and his upside is so good, And I believe that these young kids coming in on the offensive line, they're gonna have to play. We're gonna have to put them in the game to see what they can do. But we happy to have Keegan.
All right, next signee, Armand Owens.
There's another tackle, another kid out of Texas. We had the battle. We had the battle of people down in BR. We had the battle for this kid. But like I said, Reggie did a really good job of going to get him. So we're happy to have him. We think he's another kid that can come in and help us win.
Okay, Tony Phillips, another kid that you guys are high on.
Yes, from out of Illinois. I mean, when you see Tony's about 5'7", probably about 165, 170, but he's ever been a 10, 400 meters. So when he gets in the secondary, you can put your hands up because he's gone. And there's too many people going to catch him. And usually you don't want kids that stature because you're scared about the size. But I'm the only one can check off on kids like that. Everything else we're going to recruit length here. But we didn't go with length because this kid is an outstanding football player, and he's tough. He's a tough Chicago kid.
Gotcha, Coach. All right, our next player, Nathan Roberts.
Yeah, right down the street in Monroe, Carroll High School. Just you turn the film on with Nate. Nate had some SEC offers early. Don't know what happened. It kind of fell off. He's just a playmaker. He's a playmaker, and he's coming into a strong receivers room. We think he's a kid that can start outside for us and get some snaps.
Gotcha, Coach. And we got another signee here, Alexander Vigil.
Yes. Okay, he was late. We got back on him. We got back on him late. We got some word from some alumni out in Houston about this kid. This kid played in a state championship. They got beat, but if you look at the film, the kid's a fighter. He's a fighter. He's a 3.7 GPA. Another center. So because you can't go wrong with centers, because centers usually can play guard or tackle. But this kid, we're happy to have him.
All right, and one more play on this list, Michael Williams, another big offensive lineman. You talked about getting size, you talked about getting strong in the trenches. Another kid.
He's always smiling, and I always say don't let the smile fool you, because when you turn the film on, he's nasty. He's finishing blocks, but he's a kid. He's another young kid. Like we said, we wanted to find offensive lineman. I think we did a good job of doing that. He's a kid we expect to come in and help us.
Now, Coach, that's what we have as now. But obviously, there's more signees.
Yes.
There's mid-years. There's more high school kids coming in. Can you talk about how excited you are to round out this roster and really bring those guys in to compete and once again get this program back to championship football?
But like we said before, coming in, I didn't want to run everybody out the building. I thought that the right thing to do is to give every kid an opportunity to prove to us that he deserves to play football here at Grambling, and we're doing that. But we brought some portal kids in, some transfer kids in. I think about 11 or 12 of them that's already on campus right now, and they fit in well. I mean, you got a good group of kids in this building, and they're getting along. But we wanted to get some competition. We think every room should be loaded with talent, and then you just let it play out, and that's what we're gonna do.
All right, Coach. Now we've got these signees, we've got everything else that's going on, but let's switch gears just a little bit. Let's talk about this upcoming schedule. This year we've got more home games than we've had in a while. A couple big matchups. How excited are you to play some of these games and really compete this year?
Well, we're excited. We're excited to get Tuskegee at home, and then come back with J-State at home, and hopefully we can play those games at night because of the temperature in September.
Oh, yeah.
But we're excited. We're excited to have those two people come. But we need to pack this stadium. We need to not stand outside. We need to come in. And I got to do a good job of getting the students to come to the game and get the student section going. Because we need this place to be right. If we're going to play at home, we need to have an advantage, not be at a disadvantage. So we're excited about this upcoming season.
All right, Coach, you hear that? Tiger fans, we need you in the stadium, loud and proud, sold out. Let's pack out Eddie Robb Stadium this year. Season tickets are going on sale shortly. We'll get that information to you. But, Coach, we thank you. We're glad to have you here. We can't wait to see what these signees, along with some of the other players, do this season. We look forward to getting the year started.
Thank you. Grand fan for life, baby.
Absolutely. Till next time, Grand fam.